Hey, I'm Darz. I would wave, but both of my hands are occupied, one on the camera and one on my light over here. I was listening to a podcast recently about, well, it was a talk with a couple who, you may know, they're on YouTube as Mr. Kate. They have a 7 or 8-year-old son-ish, and they've raised their child off of screens, which in this day and age is pretty rare, I feel like. I was raised without screens for the most part. Like, we used to play Game Boys or like computer games, but we didn't watch movies, we didn't watch videos. Obviously YouTube wasn't a thing, but they have been very conscious about doing that with their kid even now. And they said that kids tend to attach to things when they see movies and shows and videos, and they tend to then base their imaginative play around that subject or show or character, which basically does not allow for their imagination to go outside of that thing, which it's not like 100% obviously, but yeah, I've definitely seen that in my own kids where they watch something, they like it, they then want to buy that thing from the store, they want to basically play not exactly word for word, but when they're playing dolls, or you know, my daughter likes to play with a doll, and then my son will grab a car and they'll play together and say, "Hi, friend," and they'll basically copy whatever it is that they've been watching recently. So that's been very interesting to notice and to hear from somebody who is very intentional about not living life with screens for their child. And it's made me think about my own self. Like, how much are we in echo chambers on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube, just consuming things that we're just so used to, and we're constantly in the same circles and hearing the same things and playing the same stories over and over and not getting out of those cycles. I mean, we definitely tend to stick to what we enjoy and we like, and those tend to be generally the same things a lot. So, you know, I listen to a lot of self-development and personal growth, and I might listen to the same people over and over. Anyway, that all just got me thinking, like, okay, it would be nice to raise my kids without screens and movies and stuff, but it's just, for me, I can't make that choice. It is really hard. It honestly is very easy to use the, you know, tablets or screens as kind of a babysitter or just to help create some peace in the house for a bit. So I just don't see that being a thing necessarily right now. But yeah, it just makes me think about, how can I cut back on that? How can I encourage a little more imagination? How can I improve things for myself too, not just for my kids, and go outside of my normal things that I consume? Try to find new channels or get off of social media for a while or read new books. And speaking of which, I was just exposed to a new book by Jocko Willinks, I think his name is. Very interesting. I read the whole thing in one day. Yeah, one day. It was a pretty short book, but it was very interesting to hear from a super masculine testosterone, like Navy SEALs guy that's like, never give up, be disciplined, wake up early, get up before your enemies, beat your enemies, like super, super, super hardcore. Yeah, that was very interesting. I recommend it if you come across it or something. Definitely interesting read, and kind of wakes you up a little bit, but also it's not for everybody. And I feel like it would be even more fascinating to read a book like that that's been written by a female and written for females, because that was such a super masculine book and way of life. And females and males definitely need different types of routines. Take a second, assess what have you been consuming, and try to consume outside of your normal consumption at least once in a while. It's very good for everything. Imagination, health, wealth, success, I don't know, whatever. I'm just throwing words out there, but very good to expand in all ways, not just in where you go or how you do things, but what you consume as well. Thanks for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.